Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Um, Made it a whole week, 5 days in a row. This is episode 5 of your daily nugget. Let's see who all is in here. We got an interesting show today. It's going to be straight from the hip. The only thing I got planned out, other than hanging out with you guys, is doing the 2,500 sub giveaway, which we'll get to here in a little bit when we get a few people in here. Other than that, we're just going to kind of shoot from the hip and let somebody pick a topic, and we'll go from there. Georgia Peach, how you doing tonight? Milkmaid, how are you doing, sweetheart? You're awesome. What else we got? Roots, what's going on, Roots? Boo back at you. Yeah, so did anybody do anything interesting today? Anybody want to share their day with us? I have some interesting news. Um, so exactly 31 days ago, I bred Za. I rebred Za, and I only got one fall off, and she just wasn't. She was still really stressed from the dog attack, and she was acting kind of like she didn't want to be there. So I stopped the breeding process and put her back in her cage. But just for shits and giggles, I made sure she had plenty of straw in there in her little nesting box. Sure enough, went outside this morning to feed and water them, and she had pulled like so much hair, and she built a nest. And I opened it up, and sure enough, there's 9 little baby bunnies in there. So this is her second litter, and both litters she delivered 9 bunnies, all alive and well. There is one that's just like massively huge compared to the rest, and there's another one that's like half his size, teeny tiny. But hopefully they'll even out. And then Milkmaid Junior, one of her bunnies got up out of the nest box today, and he was chasing her around the cage trying to get some milk before dinner time. They're getting big fast. They're like 2.5 weeks old. They're pretty big. Got some beautiful black ones and beautiful gray ones. I didn't really see any red, but they were kind of buried in the straw, and I didn't want to mess with them too much. They were sleeping. But yeah, so as of now, I have 30 rabbits. So yeah, Native, you need to come on and get your kids, boy, to eat me out of house and home. Yeah, so the rabbitry is growing exponentially. So I'll be putting up some rabbit meat here before long. Be canning some rabbit meat. That'll be fun. All right, let's see what we got up in here now. Shift kicker, what's going on? Rosanna Jones, hello. Jeep, how's it hanging? Elizabeth Jefferson, hello and welcome. I'm your Huckleberry. What's going on? Let's see what else we got here. I believe that's everybody. Yeah, 30 is a lot considering. Yeah, 30 is a lot. Um, because I mean, what, 2.5 on the milkmaid delivered on the 7th, so that's a little over 2 weeks ago. She delivered 6, and now Za popped out 9 more. But now, in a week and a half, all of Za's first litter, they'll all be old enough to breed. So yeah, I might just like go breeding crazy and breed like 100 bunnies, and then just process a whole bunch of meat and do just like one massive load. But I don't know. That'd be stupid. I don't have the space to do that over the time. I'm gonna space them out, where they're like at least a month apart, so I can just do processing like once a month. Is my plan. Oh, and Roots, I'm glad you're here. Um, I was gonna tell you something I thought of last night after we were talking about the potatoes. Instead of doing um, uh, some of the stuff what I was thinking about doing, I think what I'm gonna do is, because I think I have 8 of those great big totes. They're at least 15. They're probably somewhere between 12 and 15 gallon totes that I got at Walmart. Um, I've got 8 of them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant one at the beginning of every month. Like every month, I'm going to plant a bucket, and then after 4 months, I'll dump it, but I'll immediately replant that bucket. So I'll be on a. It'll be a 4 months. It'll take me 4 months to harvest potatoes. After the 4 month wait, every 30 days I'll be flipping a bucket. And so I figure if I can get 10, 15 pounds out of that big tote, I'm flipping it every month. I'll be good with potatoes. The only pain in the butt part will be the December, January, February, with dealing with them in the basement. But I'm gonna work it out. I may just make a little, like a little, almost like a trash can type greenhouse for each potato plant, and just leave them outside. And I'll just do like a little greenhouse for like each one of them. And I'll figure something out because it doesn't get super, super cold here. I mean, it does freeze from time to time, but it's not like we don't get like month-long blizzards and stuff like that. What's up, Native? What's going on, brother? But yeah, I think I'm gonna try that monthly flip. Donna, how are you doing tonight? Who? What's going on? Monique, welcome. Yes, see what I did that too. Flip once a month for 3 rounds. Maybe can get them started indoors. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, because I've got the lights, and so I can even when they get big and bushy, you know, during the really cold months, there's still some warm days where I could stick them outside and get them some natural sunlight. But yeah, I think through the winter, I'm just going to experiment. I'm just going to flip a bucket every month. I'm going to plant one every month. I'm going to flip one and just see if I can get like a potato little production line going on. Ohio Prepper, what's going on? Can somebody explain why Black Friday's going on now? I know for a fact I can't explain it because I never participated in it anyway. I don't do that organized shopping thing. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, back when I was raising my kids when they were tiny, I usually had all their Christmas stuff pretty much done by the end of the summer, and I would just put it away. If I missed anybody, got Bug, got Hoot. Pretty sure we got everybody. Yeah, so for those of y'all that missed it that just got here, I got a surprise this morning. I know you missed it, Native. I went outside to feed one of the rabbits, and lo and behold, Zane delivered her second litter. I didn't think she was pregnant because I barely bred her, and she was still stressed from the dog attack. So there was only one fall off, and I bred her back with Tribe, and I pulled the bunnies out today, and she had 9 more. So that's 2 litters in a row. She's had 9 babies. So yeah, I've got 30 rabbits here now. So all right, Native, you might be leading with more than 3. So yeah, I've got the rabbitry is going good. It's going very, very good. And the first time she had babies, she didn't pull hardly any hair, but it was July. Now it's getting kind of chilly, and I went out there today, and the whole bottom of the nest box was just covered in hair. It looked like somebody went there with a set of clippers and just trimmed her whole belly. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, I've got rabbits coming out of my yin yang right now. So Native, you fixing to get some rabbits, boy. I'm telling you. Anybody else, if you live close to me, let me know. I will hook you up. Yeah, Ghost Bunny Ranch, I hear you. And I still ain't got a white one yet. They're all colored. They're all dark. I mean, every single one of them, they're either gray, black, or red. So yeah, Tribe's got some good genetics. He's throwing colors. But that's kind of cool because I really didn't want any white ones. I mean, if I do get white, that's fine. But I was kind of hoping for some like spotted rabbits, some of them weird, cool colors. I may experiment and try to get some different color variations into the thing and get some more colors. Homestead Oz, what's going on? Good day. Spotted Fawn, Farmer's Son Prepping. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, we're just sharing stories here, just shooting the crap until we get a few people in here so I can do the 2,500 subscriber giveaway. And it's kind of late. I'm over 2,700 now, but when I started my new channel and I switched over to doing my live streams over there, all of a sudden my subscribers went from I had 2,520. They dropped down to 2,430. It's overnight I lost 90 subs. So as soon as I shifted back to my main channel, this channel, all of a sudden my subs went back up. So I'm just gonna do, all the canning lives and everything on this channel until I get the canning channel, slowly built up. And that's gonna take place once I get off my lazy butt and get downstairs and finish getting my studio built up and finish getting all my shelves stocked and get an area where I can actually produce and do the videos, because there's going to be a lot of how-to videos, with food storage and I know Native wants me to do a video on building a bow out of PVC pipe, so I'm going to do a bow build. I'm going to do all kinds of weird stuff. I just got to get the room to do it. Had spotted rabbits. Yeah, that's the kind I wanted, the black and white, all spotted up ones, because I planned on letting them. I planned on harvesting, around 12 to 14 weeks, but I'd also planned on growing some out to like 16 to 18 weeks, so their hides are thicker, and I can save the hides and go ahead and cure the hides and sell the furs, because they pull a pretty decent little penny here. I mean, if you raise meat rabbits and they're pretty colored, and you can save the hides and tan the hides and sell them. I mean, that literally, you can sell their hide. It almost pays for what the money that you've got into them and feed and stuff. So it's a pretty neat deal. Corey Tester, what's going on? Welcome. Well, thank you, Homestead Oz. How's everything down under? I heard it's kind of calming down a little bit down there. I hope. I know things were getting crazy there for a while. If anybody wants to hop up here, there's the link. I'll be more than welcome to share the stage with you. You guys know how I get stage fright. Independent Manny, what's going on? How you doing today? Yeah, so we had a good night last night. Let's see, I was live for a while. Then I know Native was live. Then Hutch was live. It was a busy evening. I put in some hours in front of the camera this week. I tell you, with Monday through Friday, actually Monday through Saturday, because tomorrow we're canning, and I still haven't decided what I'm going to can yet. I'm trying to. I don't know if I want to just do like some more. I got plenty of beans that need to be put up. I don't know if I'm going to do more beans or if I'm going to go get some kind of meat, maybe experiment, maybe do a soup or some kind of stew, or I don't know, maybe another batch of chili or spaghetti or something. Not really sure. I was going to do meatloaf, but I've only got, I think, two of those jars empty, the pint and a half that don't have a shoulder, so the meatloaf slides in and out a lot easier. Because I really don't want to do it in a regular jar, because then you gotta like dig it out. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're gonna eat it anyway, but it would just be a pain in the butt. Oh, let's see what Homestead Oz has got going on here. It's going good for us. Nah, not coming down in Victoria, only New South Wales, but all state forests and national parks. Wow. We don't care if MVAC's been running to the hills and the government knew. Yeah, it makes sense. That's so ridiculous, man. Lala, how are you doing tonight? And if y'all missed it, Lala's been live the last couple 3 nights in a row where she's been tearing it up. Monique, I'm gonna be honest with you, it is not going very good at all. I having some noggin issues, some brain issues. I actually had a doctor's appointment today, and I've got another one with the neurologist, the brain doctor, the neurologist on Monday. They're scheduling another CAT scan and all this good stuff, trying to figure out why my brain ain't working the way it's supposed to work. So yeah, schools were like really biting. I mean, I'm only doing decent in one class. The other four just garbage. So this semester is pretty much a write off. But I have had job offers from schools around here to just go to work full time as a sub and then just finish my degree whenever. But it just kind of bites because I already finished my degree in Florida. All I had left to do was uh, intern at the school. Uh, but now when I get here to North Carolina, they want me to take all these other extra classes, another 2 year worth of classes, and it's ridiculous. Want me to do physics and all this stuff. I didn't want to be a physics teacher. All right, because when you at least in Florida, when you choose the science part of teaching, you have a fork in the road. You can choose the biology path or you can choose the physics and chemistry path. I chose the biology path, so I've taken every single biology class you can take because I don't care about physics. I don't want to learn physics and I don't want to teach physics. But now they're forcing me to take it, and I'm like, it's ridiculous. I may just relocate back to Florida for 4 months and do the semester down there and get my degree and then come back. I don't know. Yeah, I hear you, Homestead. Yeah. No, I have a traumatic brain injury and like lots of damage and stuff up there. So and it messes with my memory, my speech, all kinds of weird shit. They're still trying to figure it all out. It's pretty weird. I do pretty good on YouTube and on the camera and stuff, but like in my normal life, communicating with people, it sucks. Like I'll get the words backwards. It's kind of like dyslexia is how I would explain it. Like I know what I want to say, but when getting it from here to it just gets all kinds of sideways. It's weird. It's weird. It's frustrating, is what it is. But yeah, Ghetto always behaves. Is Ghetto in here? Yeah, he is. You waiting me to joke or something entertaining. I hear you. Hey, Tammy, see what's going on. Let's see. We got 41 people in here. So what do you say we go ahead and do this 2,500 subscriber giveaway? Um, Let me see. How am I going to do this? Okay. This way I can think of. All right, guys, as you can see, there's nothing on my hand. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pen and I'm going to write a number on the palm of my hand. And I'm going to leave my hand up here where you can see it. So you know it's written and you know I didn't fake it. And then when I say go, don't do it yet because I got to keep up with it. When I say go, everybody, I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 50. And then the first 3 people that guess the correct number are going to win. So there's not going to be a first, second, third. There's just going to be 3 winners, okay? Hey, Guardian, what's going on? Hey, Tabby Cat. Hey, Susie D. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do my number. All right, you see it's empty. I'm not going to let you watch me move the pen because you might know what the number is. Okay, the number is written in my hand. I will keep my hand on camera so you know I'm not faking it. All right, a number between 1 and 50 and go. Okay, you guys can stop. That's how fast a lot of you guys pay attention in my videos. All right, so the number was 13, and Bug Dude nailed it right out of the gate. So I guess people listen when I say things like what my favorite number is. So, all right, let's see. In order, let's see. Bug Dude, the very second guess, Bug Dude nailed it. Then Shift Kicker, and then Hava Alexander. Bug Dude, Shift, and Hava. If you guys will email me your PO box, whatever, contact info, the whole 9 yards. Um, uh, I will get your prize in the mail. And man, a lot of you guys were nailing 13 there at the end. And your prize is going to consist of these awesome seeds that I've been saving. I've got cayenne pepper. I've got uh, plenty of okra. Big Zack tomato seeds. These are expensive. Banana peppers, bell peppers, and these are some of the seeds from that monster squash, that 20 something pound, not squash, that 20 something pound cantaloupe that I had. So you're going to get those. Plus, I'm also going to include a whole bunch of seeds from my seed vault. I've got hundreds of thousands of seeds of various kind of crazy shit. So I got way more than I need, and they're just going to go bad before I use them. So I'm gonna send you 3 just a shitload of seeds. Basically, you're gonna be garden good for a while. So yeah, let's see. It was Bug Dude, Hava Alexander, and who was the other one? And I should have picked a harder number because a whole bunch of you nailed it. It was Bug, Hava, and Shift Kicker. Yeah, Bug, Shift, and Hava. You guys email me with your contact or with your POs or address or whatever, and I will get these out as soon as I can. I still got some more seeds drying. I've got some Cherokee purples. I just did them today, and more okra, more bell pepper. So I'm on give me a week, maybe a week and a half to get those all dried out and ready, and I'll bag those up and send them as well. So shift, bug, and have a. Yeah, you guys hit me up with a way I can reach you, and I will get your seeds in the mail. But congratulations. Thanks, you guys, for being patient. And there's no telling. I might shove some other shit in the envelope. Who knows? I might get creative. Ghost, if anyone passes, go ahead and skip me and send Virginia. Okay, I hear you. I already planned on sending Roots and Milkmaid some seeds from the garden, and Susanna too. I gotta take care of my OG canimals. That's a good idea, Ghetto. You guys give me a second. Let me write down some backups in case somebody passes. All right, so a lot of you guys got it. All right, there's Shift, there's Hava. So the backups will be in order. Will be Ghetto, Roots, which you get them anyway. Ghetto, Monty, and hey, TJ, what's going on? TJ Preps in the house, y'all. So Ghetto and Monty are the backups if Shift, Bug, or Hava don't want seeds. Welcome, welcome, TJ. Hey, Terry, what's going on? Yeah, congratulations to the winners. Like I said, you guys email me, ghostprepper1369 at gmail, and I will get the seeds out to you in the mail as soon as the ones that are on the counter finish drying out. I will send them right over to you. Appalachian, what's going on? Bella, hey Bella, Bella. G2, what's going on, G2? Guardian, welcome. There's Monty. Deanna Walters, or Deanna Walters, my bad, sorry. There's G. Hey, there's Milkmaid. She made it for a little while. Who else we got? Fort Langford, what's going on? There's Guardian. Yeah, so for those of you guys that missed it, that got here a little bit late, the drawing and the exciting news. I went outside to feed and water my rabbits this morning, and Za had delivered 9 more baby rabbits. And I didn't know that she was pregnant. I was hoping that she was because I only bred her once. There was only one fall off because she was still stressed a little bit from the dog attack. But yeah, she had 9 more. That's 2 litters in a row. Both times they were 9 kits. So I'm really excited about that. Today was day 31, so she went the distance both times. She delivered on day 31, which is awesome. So yeah, and I have a feeling, I like it when they deliver late, at least 30, 31, maybe even 32 or 33 days, because the longer those baby bunnies stay in the belly, the fatter they get. There's some rabbits that deliver. I've even heard of them delivering like day 25 and 26. And in my mind, those are going to be some tiny rabbits because you're only in gestation for 30 days. So if you come out, 3 days early, that's 10% of your grow time, So I'd rather them stay the full 31. I'd rather them go 33, Good for me. But yeah, and this litter, one's huge, and then one's like really tiny. So there's a big boy and then a one tiny one. But even Milkmaid Junior, her Kindle of 6 that she had 2 weeks ago, there was one that was super tiny. But what I did when they were all piled up in the nest, like right before dark, when I knew it was feeding time, Mom was going to go feed them. For like the first 2 days, I took the smallest bunny that was in there and I put him on top of the pile, so he'll be closer to the mama. So hopefully he would, get the milk first, or definitely get a hold of it. But yeah, they evened out pretty good. Now they're all about the same size and they're healthy and jumping up out of their eyes are open. They got fur. They're jumping up out of the nest box. Man, these things grow fast. I mean, they grow so fast. If you've never seen a baby rabbit like grow, it's insane. It's like crazy. So yeah, now I have 30 rabbits in my rabbitry. So it's awesome. Yeah, Hoot, are you handling babies in case? Yeah, I handle all the rabbits every day. When I open a cage, I go in and pet and rub them. They sniff me. I've even had one lick me. But yeah, they don't. They're very very used to me. They're very familiar. Yeah, if I had any more escape artists, and for those of you who don't know that, hear that story. Back my first litter, um, there was a hole in the cage that I thought I had covered. It was from where I put the feed basket, and I thought I had it covered up with a spare piece of wire. I did, but it came loose at the bottom. So out of the 9 bunnies, 7 of them got loose. And my yard is nothing but woods, and there's nothing but woods behind me. So 7 of them got loose. Only 2 stayed in the cage. And I went outside and just started walking through the woods just for shits and giggles, seeing if I could see these baby bunnies. And they saw me, and they just come running up to me one at a time. They just come right up to my feet. I'd reach down, pick it up, and go put it back in the cage. It took me about 20 minutes walking through the woods, but all 7 just came right back to me, and I put them right back in the cage. So it was pretty. Actually, all of them but one came back, and I couldn't find that one. And I waited till dark, dinner time, and I went out to the cage, and he was sitting there on the ground underneath his cage, looking up at Mama Rabbit. And I just went over and picked him up, and put him right up in the cage. So yeah, I'm definitely handling the bunnies as much as possible, and all your rabbits is a really good thing to do because they're not scared of me. I mean, I open the door, they want to jump out and run around, and they're very, at least, friendly to me, so to speak. But and Za and Milkmaid, I don't have to bribe them, with food or anything special. I just reach right in there and grab the bunnies. They don't care. They just sniff and watch. I mean, they're real good mamas. They're real good mamas. Like Za and Milkmaid are really, so far, really good mamas. Especially Za. I mean, she's banging out nine babies at a time. Holy cow! And now all of the babies from her first litter, they'll be old enough to breed in about 2 weeks. So yeah, yeah. How the bunny escape story? That was just crazy. They all just come running right back, and my yard's not fenced in. Okay, it's just woods, and they all just come running right back. Now the rabbit cages are enclosed in a fenced in area. So even if they get out now, well, if they're itty bitty, they can get through the 2x4 wire. But if they're a little bit size to them, they can't get out. So but the bunnies were awesome. So what? Anybody got a topic you guys want to talk about other than what's his face shooting? People on a movie set with real bullets and a fake gun. All right, I don't even want to get me started. How do you get real bullets in a prop gun? And to my knowledge, most prop guns are non-functioning. They're supposedly non-functioning weapons that even if you put a real bullet in it, it won't go off. I.e., there's no firing pin, or the firing pin's been filed down, so it looks like it's doing the work, but nothing's making contact. But yeah, somebody's needs to get strung up for that. What's up, Roots? How you doing today?
Good. I don't have a topic, but I thought I'd say hello. Congrats on the 2,500. Rock
Thank
on
you.
to the winners. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
gonna
moving on up.
mail out some seeds. Yeah, it's only 25, but hey, 20, well, it's 27 now, but I'm still small. I'm still a small channel. Maybe one day I'll do a good video and it'll go viral and I'll blow up.
Yeah, I could think of a few ways for you to go viral, but I don't know if you want that type of attention.
Yeah, that might be bad. That might be bad.
So I found chicken on sale, right? So I've got I don't know, probably about 6 or 7 pounds. And I was thinking about canning that. The only chicken I've done is when we did the chicken a couple months ago. But these are breasts. And so do you recommend chopping them down? Do you recommend I make some kind of soup first? Do you recommend
I've
what would you
done
say? Boneless, skinless chicken breast.
I've done them both ways. I mean, you're not going to get any good bone broth. You can get some regular broth out of that, but I've done it both ways, man. I've diced them up, shoved them in the jar. I've shredded them and shoved them in the jar. I've shoved entire whole breasts in the jar.
Hmm.
That's what I did 2 months ago. I just shoved the entire breast in there. So I've got 3 or 4 quart jars that have like 2 and 3 breasts, whole breasts in them, you
Hmm.
know. And I wanted to do
So a
them that
quart
way.
jar will take about 3 breasts.
Um, Maybe it was 2. It was 2 or 3. I can't remember
Okay.
exactly. It was definitely
Okay.
2 or 3. I want to do it that way because it gives you more flexibility on your recipes. Maybe you just want to eat a whole chicken breast. You don't want it, shredded up with barbecue sauce, or you don't want to
Yeah.
make like a chicken stew with rice or something like that. So, I've got them shredded in several different ways. And I do have, I've probably got 15 or 20 pounds of split breast chicken in the freezer right now for my next batch of, bone broth and chicken. But I was going to try to get at least 10 more pounds and do like an all day canning session with that, because everybody knows I love to can that chicken.
All right, so I'm right next to a freezer I have in the garage. So I'm going to ask a question.
Mhm.
One sec. So I got these at Costco. They're Cornish hens. Can
Yep.
I shove these in a quart and can them, or is this something more I just need to roast and eat at home?
Honestly, you could probably shove that whole bird in a jar and can it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I
I
don't
mean,
know. Have you done
the
that?
only the only problem is those bones are tiny already, and in the canning process, those bones are going to get soft. So you may have some issues with the bones being like super super brittle and splintering. When you're
Mm,
going to try to eat them, would be
that's
the
what
only
I
thing
was
I would
worried
worry. Yeah, that's the only thing I would worry about, because those itty bitty little bones are just going to be really really brittle.
about.
Um,
Right.
Yeah, Jr. I do. I cook the chicken because it's easier to get it off the bone. I cook it probably 80% done, and then I debone it, and then all the bone, all the skin, all the fat, everything that's left over goes back in the pot with onions, um, carrots, and celery, salt and pepper, and it goes it dances in that pot for about 6 to 8 hours and makes some really thick, awesome bone broth. But I have tried it, and it's too hard to get the meat off the bone when it's raw,
Hmm.
versus just cooking it. And the thing about chicken, it don't hurt it. I mean, you can cook it all the way through and then can it, and it holds up great. Chicken's one of my favorite things to can because it holds up in the process really good. It doesn't really, texture wise, after it's canned, it really doesn't change hardly at all.
Right.
Yeah,
Hi,
chicken.
Debbie.
Hey Debbie, what's going on?
Who
Bug. Ooh.
Monty, I hear you. I actually bought them. I got the 6 pack on sale at Costco for like 25 bucks, and I bought them just in case I cannot find turkey around Thanksgiving. Then I'm just gonna make I was thinking I'd just roast those off. But it did cross my mind. Could I shove those in a can, you know?
Hey, Pinball, what's going on? How are things with you? We're talking about food. We always talk about canning food, and we did a 2,500 sub giveaway. Gave away a whole bunch of seeds that I saved from my garden. We were talking about rabbits. I got more baby rabbits, so we just been hanging out. Michigan Outpost, hello.
Hey, Michigan.
I haven't seen Sean yet tonight. He usually pops in. North Shore,
Right.
yeah, he usually pops in. He might be live or he might be doing something. It's hard to tell. Today is Friday, so everybody's got their own stuff going on. B Mitch, you can the chicken with broth or dry. You can do it either way, Mitch. I can it with broth always, simply because that's gold. It's like when I cook the chicken, I debone it. Everything goes back in the pot except for the deboned chicken. That goes in a jar. Then I add water to it. So not only do I have fully cooked, ready to eat chicken, but inside that jar with the chicken is chicken broth, and then everything else in the pot is bone broth. So I when I do chicken, I end up with a lot of stuff. But you can do it dry. I just never have. I mean, I love that chicken broth. That's my favorite thing. Yeah, I cook everything in chicken broth: rice, beans, grits. I mean, chicken broth. It's that's the way to go.
1776. Hello.
Oh, Billy Homesteader, hello. Yeah, so I guess tomorrow I got to go decide what I want to can. I mean, I've got dry beans, coming out of my ears, so I could always just fill up some jars of beans. But I want to do some more kind of meat, maybe a soup or a stew or something. I'm just not sure. I don't know. You know how I am. I'll say I'm doing it this tomorrow, and I'll go live and I'll be doing something completely different.
Yeah, I tend to do the same. I'll flip back and forth. But if the processing is 90 minutes regardless, then you could do more than one type of thing. 4 jars of
Yeah,
this, 4 jars of that.
yeah. That's what I was saying. I could do like some various beans. I think I did that once already. Some various beans, or, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I do know that I'm gonna can, and after I put everything in the jar and turn it on the heat, I'm gonna make a batch of jelly. I'm gonna make some more grape jelly because we're about out here. So I'm gonna do 5 or 6 pints of Welch's grape jelly and water bath can it while whatever's in the canner is being canned.
I love it.
Yeah, pinball. As soon as my rabbits are old enough and ready to be processed, I will. But one of the canimals, Nikki from what'd she change her name to? In between, or
In
is it in
between
between
prepping.
prepping?
Yeah.
Yeah, in between prepping. She's
Yeah.
canned rabbit, what, 2 or 3 times on our show.
Yep. She'll pet them 1 week and give them kisses and loves, and 2 weeks later they're in the jar.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be here as soon as here probably this is October, so uh December, January, February, maybe even into March, I'm gonna be doing some high. I'm gonna be processing a lot of rabbit meat because I'm gonna have at least um, at least 5, maybe 6 breeding females of age, and I'm gonna run them. Every month I'm breeding 2. So, if they hold at 6, between 6 and 9. So say if I'm getting 7 or 8 out of each rip, I'll have a couple 100 pounds of rabbit meat pretty quick. Sherry says after thawing the Cornish hens, you could remove the backbone, take out the wings, be less bone. Yeah, good point.
That's a great idea, Sherry.
Yeah, Nikki's savage, man. Even though she doesn't do chili right, she's still awesome.
Yeah, she is an expert at hot dog topping, though. Back off.
Oh yeah, that girl. I made a big old pot of hot dog spread. Hmm. Yes, I figured I'll process that and then I'll make. I was either going to do that. I'm definitely going to do the jelly because I'm out of grape jelly. I got to make some more, so I'm gonna make the Welch's grape jelly.
Hi, Ronnie.
Ronnie Braun, what's going on? Yep, there you go. That's my other plan with the rabbits. Is when I debone them, I'm gonna save all the bones. I'm gonna powderize those bad boys. They're getting powderized. I'm kind of curious, Pinball. Maybe now if you're saving the bones after you cook or after you debone it, do you need to put them in the oven and dry them out for a couple hours and then smash them to bits, or how does that work? I was just curious because I want to do the bones. I want to make my own bone meal and I want to make my own blood meal.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I don't know how to make blood meal either. Huh.
I think the blood meal. Oh, here we go. It's coming up to help us out.
All right. Easier to answer the question this way than typing all the crap.
Works
Hi,
for me.
Paul.
Hang on a second. Let me get comfortable here. So, yeah, for bone meal, exactly what you said. Throw them in the oven for a couple hours, just dry them out. Take them put them in a Ziploc bag or whatever, beat the crap out of them with a hammer, and then run them through a food processor to powder them. And then you got homemade bone meal. You can do
Nice.
that chicken bones, beef bones, anything.
How
And
about blood meal? How would you do the blood meal? I've heard several different people ways they do it, but
Mhm.
I've never done it.
I've never made blood meal just because it's so messy.
Yeah.
Uh, but again, you're doing the same thing if you're getting cleaning a deer or whatever it is. You're putting in the oven, but you're not trying to boil it or anything. You're just putting it on aluminum foil and just trying to dry it out as best you can. So where bone meal, you're putting it in the oven at like 400 degrees. Blood meal, you're putting it in the oven at like 175 or something like that, and just trying to dry it so you can scrape it off the pan.
Basically, it's like dehydrating. I wonder if you could throw it in a
Yeah.
dehydrator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe I can't see why you couldn't, but
Right.
I don't know how. It'd be a real mess in your dehydrator.
Yeah, I know. It'd be better to do it your way and just get a couple of big cookie sheets and just stick them in the oven.
Yeah,
I was
I mean,
even,
the
I was
thing
even
is
thinking,
how much are you going to get out of it? You by the time
right?
what you're putting on a cookie sheet, you might get, oh, I don't know, maybe half a cup out of a couple of cookie sheets.
Yeah,
So you're gonna be working that for a long time.
yeah. I was even thinking about building one of those solar food dehydrators. Have you seen those?
No, that I haven't.
A guy just takes a bunch of 2x4s and he makes these angled racks and he's got a piece of glass in front of it. It's kind of like a solar oven, but it's a solar food dehydrator. And he just slides the cookie sheets with the food in there and it sits in the yard. It's sealed up and it dehydrates the food with the sun. It takes a little longer, but it's free energy.
Yeah, I was
Right.
gonna say that might be a better idea for making blood meal or something like that because you can put yeah, because if as long as you don't need the direct sun, yeah, you're just looking for the heat. Yeah, yeah, you might be able to do it because that way you could put in 10 racks or whatever it is if you make it that way because you're not going to fit that much in your oven.
Yeah, because I definitely want to do the bone meal and blood meal because that's my favorite thing to put on the plants, man. Plants love that stuff
Oh yeah, well,
almost as much as rabbit poop.
yeah. The bone meal is so important for your tomatoes and peppers, so you don't get blossom end rot too, because you need that
Yeah,
calcium.
yeah.
Hmm.
I went through quite a bit. Well, not a lot. I mean, that's the thing. You don't have to use a whole bunch, but you do
But it's
use.
expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's expensive. So if you can get it for free, it's like I don't have to buy fertilizer anymore. I got a whole bunch of rabbit shit. So if I can
There
get,
you go.
if I can in the processing instead of just getting rid of the blood and the bones, just reprocess those. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yep.
Bone meal ain't blood meal ain't cheap. And I mean, you only get like a little bag.
Yeah, and it's about $8 too for that little
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah. So I was thinking that especially if I'm processing like, 8 or 10 rabbits at a time, or even just 2 or 3 at a time. If I don't know, I gotta have to think of a way to save the blood and then do a lot at one time, or I could just, I don't know, I'm gonna get creative. I might just make like a little dehydrator. I might try to my dehydrator. I've never used it. I mean, I know I've seen people do like eggs and milk in their dehydrators, and they just put the that paper stuff in there, and they do liquids and they dehydrate them in their dehydrator. But
Yeah, I mean, I can't see how it's going to be any different.
yeah, of course, it really won't be that messy if you just kind of let it go ahead and coagulate. As soon as it comes out of the rabbit,
Right.
it would almost be like gelatin, so it wouldn't be like super super runny. It'd
Yeah.
be kind of like spreading mayonnaise or something. You know what I mean? I mean, probably wouldn't use the same knife, but yeah, not the knife you make your sandwich with. But yeah, because that stuff's expensive.
Yeah. But like you
Because I
said,
know
I
I
mean, using blood meal and bone meal in the garden is just, I mean, next to rabbit poop, yeah, it is about the next best thing.
well, I'm just figuring it might so I'll never have to buy fertilizer. I'll never have to buy bone meal. I'll never have to buy blood meal. Everything comes from the rabbits, and it's all free.
Yep.
So I mean that's a win-win situation from 9 different directions. Especially
Feels
if you've got
good.
a yard. If you've got grass and you got enough grass to feed the rabbits, you can legit raise them for free. It'll take a little bit longer without pellets, but you have no money invested, like none.
Well, and again, go back to all of our ancestors. I mean, there wasn't a Tractor Supply to go to and buy a 50-pound bag of rabbit food or whatever it is. They were feeding them vegetable scraps and grass and whatever it was, and that was
Yeah,
it.
that's what I feed them. I mean, any kind of veggies, and I've got like especially this winter. And I was even talking to Roots last night about what I'm gonna do, like in my studio downstairs. I'm gonna have a green screen that's actually really a green screen. I'm gonna do a hydroponic wall behind my camera setup. So I'm gonna grow all my lettuces, all my leafy greens hydroponically to feed the rabbits.
Yeah,
You
there you
know,
go.
they're dirt cheap and they love collard greens. Oh my God, they fight over collard greens. So yeah, I'm gonna just
Now,
grow a bunch of leafies.
if you do
Well, I mean,
aquaponics again, can you use that fish to make fish meal? Because fish meal is also excellent as a fertilizer.
Yeah,
Like the fish
yeah.
sludge
yeah,
that smells like hell, but it works really good.
yeah. I mean, yeah. When I do my aquaponics system again, and I start raising the fish. That's pretty much the process in aquaponics. Is the bacteria converts the ammonia to nitrogen or nitrites and nitrates for the plants, and then the plants filter the water for the fish. It's a really cool cycle. The only problem with the aquaponics is you will have to spend money on the fish food unless you take advantage of the simple fact that tilapia are omnivores, so they'll eat up any kind of leafy greens you throw in there. They love bugs, and I put red wigglers in my aquaponic system too. So I would grab a handful of worms every couple of days and throw them in there for the fish, because those red wigglers, man, those things breed almost as fast as rabbits. You can throw 2 worms in your system, and in 6 months, it's full of nothing but worms. Like, they're crazy. And worms make dirt. Worm castings are awesome.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can legit have like your own. What I'd like to do here is not have to go buy anything from the store as far as protein, foods, vegetables, things like that, to like legit be able to just go out in the yard and get what I need.
Do you grow sweet potatoes at all?
I've got them in the ground right now.
Okay, I was gonna say, how do the rabbits like the sweet potato vines?
Mine are in big containers, so the rabbits can't get to them.
Right.
But actually, they haven't tried. Even the wild rabbits haven't tried yet. They demolished my collards and watermelon. They ripped it up, and overnight it was gone, like gone. Like my collards and watermelon were beautiful on Thursday night. Friday morning, I thought somebody just come took them. I mean, it was just destroyed. Yeah. But they haven't messed with the sweet potatoes at all. Virginia Roots, actually, last night on the show, she did a live sweet potato reveal, her first time ever growing them. She got quite a few sweet potatoes.
Yep.
This is my first time, and I'm thinking I might get my heart broke. I'm not positive, because I noticed last week I had a huge ant mound inside the container with the potatoes, and I don't know how to get the ants out without hurting the potatoes. I think I'm gonna sprinkle some diatomaceous earth in there and try to get rid of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
chances are they've already bored holes into the sweet potatoes like crazy.
Yep, I was thinking. I mean, I doused the crap out of them with water as much as I could, and then within 48 hours the plants bounced back and they look really, really great. But I've got a bunch of tomato. I broke off a bunch of tomato suckers from the vines, and I just went right over to the pot with the sweet potatoes, and I just shoved the suckers down in the dirt. They look like they got their butt kicked for about 24 hours, but they bounce right back. So they're all growing. So they're going to come inside this winter, because technically they're mature plants. They're clones of the plants in the yard, so they should start producing really quick.
Cool.
They don't have to go through the grow up process. I love clones, because they don't have to do that whole. I mean, you can take a clone and it'll be this tall and it's already flowering.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
And it's technically the same plant.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, again, things like overwintering your peppers. I mean,
Yep.
if you get pepper plants, I mean, just clip them all back, get down to about a 6-inch stem, and now you're not trying to, in the springtime, all of a sudden you're a month ahead of everybody else, that's growing them from seed.
Yeah,
I've
that's my
never
next
tried
project.
that.
I've got to trim back all my peppers and bring them in. I've watched plenty of videos on it. That guy, MHP Gardner, bro, I tell you, in his greenhouse, when he overwinters his peppers, he's got one in the corner, and it's literally, it's in circumference. It's probably 6 to 8 feet, and it looks like a pepper bush. There are more bell peppers on this thing than there are leaves. I mean, it's just there's peppers everywhere. And he said it was like a 3-year-old plant.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody says you get more production on year 2 and 3 than you ever will off of year 1 with a pepper plant.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty accurate.
Because when you're cutting them back, I mean, every node you're cutting it back at, that's going to sprout too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's going to explode. It's like on year 2, one pepper plant that you cut back and overwintered on year 2 should equal 2 plants if you think about it, mathematically. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Especially that my cayenne pepper plant. That thing, I promise you, I picked at least 100 to 150 peppers off of it, and it's still producing. So I'm gonna cut it back, and I couldn't keep up with it this year. I can imagine how many peppers I'm gonna get next year.
Hi, Leslie.
Hey, Leslie, what's going on? Gail Gorton, hello. Yeah, red wigglers do good with cardboard. That's what I was saying last night, Virginia, when we were talking about the worms.
Yep.
They destroy cardboard.
and then give
How
you
about
the
it?
perfect crap from it, huh?
Cherry crisp. Yeah, yeah, they make good dirt. That's what worms
Right.
make. Worms make dirt.
Yep.
Worms make
All right,
good
Ghost.
dirt.
I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna eat dinner here, but just wanted to come up and answer that real quick when you were asking. So
All right, brother. Well, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it.
no problem.
Yeah,
I'll
good
talk
to
to you
see
soon.
you.
See
Good to
y'all.
see you, man.
Hi, B.
Charming, what's going on? Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I got to do a whole lot of pepper trimming because I've got bell peppers, banana peppers, and cayenne peppers, and all the plants did really really well. So I'm going to cut all those back, bring them in. Um, the sweet potatoes, I should be harvesting those before it gets super super cold, but I've got to get some collard greens planted and some of the lettuces for the rabbits. I really want to ship them over and just feed them, straight from the garden as much as possible.
So in my area, every couple of years we'll get snow. Every now and again it'll go below freezing, but it's pretty rare. I'll stay in the 30s and 40s for the next few months, but I've never tried to grow anything. So, and during the day, it'll get into the upper 50s, sometimes even warmer. What do you think? Because I got to be honest, I've picked most of everything that I've grown. I'm looking around like, dang it, now I've got nothing to do for 3 months in the garden.
I mean, I
What
know, I
party?
know things like your collards, they love cold weather.
Hmm.
Carrots, they love their fall crop. But like, as far as outside stuff in the winter, I don't know. I mean, if you're not getting super super cold, like here where I'm at, it doesn't get crazy cold, but it will kill all your shit 1 or 2 nights a week. One
Right.
or two nights throughout the wintertime, it'll drop down to like 13, and there goes all your stuff. But I'm gonna do the whole bring it in if I can with the potatoes. You know,
Yeah, I could try that with certain things. And you got me thinking about clones also. Can you clone tomato? Because I have a
yeah,
tomato plant. It's decent, but I've never
and that's
tried to
what I was
clone.
talking about. That's what I clone. It's easy to clone a tomato. You just break the damn limb off and put it in the dirt. I've
Really?
never done the whole put it in water and let it root. Like
Huh.
and now backwoods just does the whole tomato limb. I've never heard of doing that before. What I always do is like say if this is a tomato plant, this is
Hmm.
the main stem and this is a branch, you'll
Hmm.
get this little one that pops
Hmm.
out right here in the middle, and it's
Yep.
called a sucker. Snap that off. That's a whole complete tomato plant. Let it get about
Huh.
that big, break it off. A lot of people put it in dirt and in rooting compound. They let it get roots and they plant it. I just shove it straight in the dirt. I break it off, shove it in the dirt, water it, and leave it alone, and it grows just fine. But yeah, if you have a mature plant, yeah, snap it off and get it to root and it'll grow. And it's a clone of that plant. And I've heard of people cloning the same plant for like 3 and 4 years, but they say that after like year three or
Hmm.
at year 2, year 3, it'll still produce. It's still a clone, but it kind of the production value just dies off.
Right.
So I would say you can do it for a couple years, but without having a greenhouse or a place to keep it warm during the winter, it really doesn't serve a purpose.
Well, I could. I have multiple places I could keep it warm with the lighting and yeah, I maybe I'll give that a whirl.
Yeah, I know I am. I definitely want fresh. I want fresh every year. Come January and February, I'm just dying for a fresh tomato, and you can't find one. You can just get those fake ones at Walmart that are crunchy like a damn apple, and that's not a tomato. And so I'm gonna figure a way to do it, whether it's inside, outside, basement, grow lights, whatever. Even if they're smaller tomatoes, they don't get huge. It's still a tomato. You know what I mean? It may
Hmm.
be smaller, but because I fully plan on growing through the winter, and I plan on the production on what you grow during the winter. It should drop off probably at least 40% size wise and production wise, but it's still food that you can grow in the winter. So I'll take 40% of nothing's better than 0% of nothing.
I don't have success with big tomatoes, so and I did all of them from seed, and the only ones that got going are cherries. So I
Yeah.
have pockets and pockets of cherry tomatoes. I would never be able to get a sauce done from them or whatever, but I use them
Well,
supplementally.
the
But
Roma tomatoes grow pretty good, and they don't get massive.
aromas a
They're
good
good for
idea.
sauce, and they're good for sauce. And then But like this year's the first year I got a big Zacta growth, and you guys saw the pictures of it. It wasn't massive, but it was big. It was big. It was a one slice for a sandwich, you know, and it hung over all the sides.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, it was only half as big as I wanted it to be, but it was big enough, you know. So hopefully next year I'll get better at the big Zacks. Because my problem is I always either overwater or I underwater. You know what I mean? It's like I'll water them and then it'll rain. I'm like, shit. And then my tomatoes split. You know what I mean? I hate that. That just annoys me.
I had several split. I don't know why.
Overwatering will make them split, or underwatering will make them split. Either way. Okay. That's what I've been told. Like you got to hit the sweet spot and you got to keep it there.
Right.
So it's like if it goes like say if you have like a little mini drought and you don't get any water on it for like 4 or 5 days, and then you water it heavy, it'll split because you injecting all that water into it when it was dehydrated, kind of thing. So it's like you need like a little bit every day, I guess, to keep it used to being hydrated. And I guess maybe it doesn't readily want to split that fast.
That makes sense. I can see that.
In my brain, it's like, yeah, that would, yeah, that makes sense. You know, but if it's used to always being in the water, if it always has enough, it won't gorge itself when it rains. Is the way I think about it. I don't know, but I didn't pay that much attention to them this year. I could have been better on my watering, but like I said, we had these weird freak rainstorms. It was just like rain in the middle of the night for like an hour, and I'm like, damn it, I just watered, you know?
Right. Well, I'm excited for the coming season's experiments. You and I have done a lot of the same things, not even planning to do so.
Yeah.
And either for the first time or whatever. So, I mean, I'm going to do some more indoor winter. I'm already thinking about what I like to grow from seed as a personal challenge. So I'll clone some tomato, but I'm already thinking, all right, what could I get going in a room so that it's fully vegged by the time I'm able to put it outside.
Right. It's like all the stuff in my garden was from seed. Like I did everything from seed, except for the squash I didn't get from seed. I got those at Walmart. I remember because I did a video on it because I bought one and I got 3.
Right.
The squash I got at Walmart, and there was something else. I think it was the bell pepper plant. Yep. Because it was the bell pepper plant and the squash. I got it. Was it Walmart or Home Depot? It was either Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot, one of those stores.
Right.
But everything else I did from seed.
I purchased oregano, fennel, and strawberries. Oh, and peppermint, because I really wanted to get a big mint going for pests, but I don't know why, but it didn't really survive. The peppermint just kind of died on me, and I watered it, and I planted a
tiny little one in my aquaponics system in Florida, and within 4 months it completely took over the entire bed and killed everything that was in the bed. Like it grows like if you're gonna do mint, you make sure it's in a pot and make sure that none of the limbs or leaves touch the ground, because that shit will root and it will explode. Like it really. I honestly had to tear down my entire system, pull all the clay pebbles out, wash everything out because there was roots everywhere. It took over. I was
right.
Hey, Hutch is in the house.
Doing it in a pot. Hey, Hutch.
What's going on, Hutch?
It spreads.
Yeah, it was, man. But I mean, it smells so good, and it really helps with the pests. So, what I'm going to do next year, garden wise, I didn't have that much of an issue with pests this year, knock on wood, but I think I'm gonna line the perimeter of the garden area with little planters with different mints in it, mints and basil, things like that.
Yep, 100%. Now, the thing with herbs is they're really resilient. Almost any kind of herb is super resilient. So even though my peppermint died back, it's where the roots were in the pot. It's starting to shoot up a new plant. So I'm going to baby it and keep it going. But herbs can, if you cut them back, get all the bloom off, they often will come back to life and you're not even expecting it.
Yeah, that's why I dumped everything out of my grow bed, and like let it sit in the sunlight, washed it off, let it sit in the sunlight to make sure I killed all the roots off before I threw it back in there because I did not want any more peppermint growing in there because it was just nuts. I mean, it was just, I mean, it was nice to go outside and break off a few sprigs, bring them in the house. You know, they made the house smell good. But man, what a pain in the ass. Yeah, if you're going to do mints, put those things in their own pot and make sure they don't touch the ground because they will literally take over. But I mean, like with my garden, if I can successfully grow tomatoes year round, if I can successfully grow a whole bunch of leafy greens and lettuces and collards, and if I can successfully, obviously, keep the peppers going, which they are, and do potatoes, I'm happy. I don't need anything fancy. I don't need anything other than that. If I can do all the lettuces I want, a shitload of potatoes, tomatoes, and peppers, I'm fine.
Right.
I don't need, you know, the fancy, you know, all this other weird stuff that I don't freaking eat. So why would I want to grow it?
So
And look,
I had a problem this year I could not fix no matter what I did, and that was snails. And so, I'll have occasional bouts of rain that are pretty intense, and then a million snails and slugs everywhere. And I've tried Sluggo, I tried salt mounds, I tried, things in packages. I don't know what to do. What do you think about snails?
I don't have an issue with them here. I've actually never had an issue with them anywhere. Um, but I mean, do they like water?
Oh, yeah.
Don't they? Don't they? Ain't that why they come out? Is because the water drives them out of the dirt. They don't want to drown. Aren't they trying to like get dry land, or they just come out at night? I mean, what the
They
hell is up
come
with
out at night.
snail?
They are nocturnal. They come out at night and they eat everything. They eat the leaves, mostly the leaves. They'll get all over it and make big holes and bores, and you can tell because they'll leave little trails too.
Have you
Um,
tried Vaseline?
oh no, I've
Because
heard that for apple
that's what I
trees.
did for ants. That's what I did for my aquaponic system for the ants. Is I just rimmed the top of all my grow beds with a bead of Vaseline, and when it rains, it doesn't wash away, so it lasts for quite a while. But yeah, the ants won't cross it, so it kept the ants out of my system, which kept the aphids out.
That's a really good idea. I did
So
watch some Vaseline videos, but I did not apply it this year.
dude, I'd
And
try
I mean
that.
Vaseline with gardening, I mean.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'd try that. I just do me a big old bead of Vaseline around all the stuff that's growing, see if that works.
Yeah.
Or I don't know because you can't really. It's not like you can put salt down there because if it rains, bye bye salt. You know.
Yes, that's exactly what would happen. I did huge barriers of salt all around, and as soon as it got wet, it was pretty much gone. And beer, that's an interesting idea, Mark. Does anyone know if beer has a harmful effect on plants? Oh,
Uh,
pull a bowl of beer around the plant. I see what Hoot's saying. So
get
you
'em
put
wrong.
like cups of beer out there and they go in there and drown? Huh. But man, that's a hard choice. Waste the beer or deal with the
Yeah,
snails.
I think I do the Vaseline. I don't want to waste the beer. I do the Vaseline. Give the Vaseline a shot. I mean, it might not even slow them down. They might crawl right over it because they're slimy as shit anyway.
Yep.
It might not do anything.
Yeah. My
But you would
neighbor
think,
is such a bitch. I'm gonna whisper a little bit because she's probably outside. She's nosy as fuck, and she'll come out at like 2 in the morning and throw all her snails in my yard. And I'm like,
what?
she's so spiteful. She'll pick her weeds and throw them over in my yard. And I'm like, come on, really?
That shit,
You know?
man.
Yeah, it's too.
Mm,
It's funny, not funny.
that's crazy. And oh,
Yeah.
by the way, everybody in the chat too, with the members only thing that I was doing, you know, the at the beginning, then at the end, it was kind of crazy. So let me know what you think. All right, here's my ideas. Either take one of the days of the week, like Wednesday or Monday, Friday, one of the days, and make that the members only live stream and just do a members only live stream. Or would you guys rather I did something like I'm thinking about calling it the pregame show
Hmm.
and like say maybe on Wednesday or Friday, one of those days, is I'll set up a separate live stream for members only. Like for this show today, I would have done members only for a half hour, then logged on to do this show.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like do like a pregame show with the members only, and then come on and do the show versus just doing, which technically it's the same thing, picking a day and doing just the members only, or adding a members only pregame show, and to kind of, because with me, I think it would help. It would help me get more ideas of stuff to talk about.
Yep.
That I can incorporate into the show. You know what I mean? So what do you guys think? Pregame or just the only doing a members only? Just say if I do Wednesday is members only night versus doing like say a pregame show, and I could even do the pregame on more than one day a week. I would just have to set up extra live streams, and it doesn't take but a minute.
Hey, Lake Fairy and Hoot, that's really funny.
Lake, what's going on? So Lake likes the pregame idea.
Ron, come say hi.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
You know what I think is, let's say if you did a pregame show on Mondays, because then you can set up the week. You can
That's a great idea. Oh, wow. That is a good idea.
That keeps you organized also, because you've committed. You already set up the week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you can put up your whatever they call it, the reminder things, and sort of have it prepared by Saturday or Sunday, and then you don't have to stress every day like what am I going to do today,
Right. Welcome, Lynn. Welcome to the channel.
Hi, Lynn.
So Lake Fairy likes the pregame idea. That is a good idea for a Monday pregame to kind of like set the week up,
Yep.
I thought about doing it like on a Monday or a Friday, but yeah, that does sound kind of good, because that would I could that is an awesome idea, Virginia. I could legitimately let the members set up the schedule for the week.
Yeah. Get some
what
feedback.
We're going to talk about.
Yeah. Some suggestions from everybody that.
Yeah, and that would be awesome. That would be an awesome original members only perk right there.
Yeah.
But let the members, yeah. All right,
help them steer, or they'll help them steer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like a lesson plan, Firefly, exactly. Yeah, so it's done deal. That's what we're gonna do. Monday we'll do the pregame show at 7 p.m. From 7 to say 7:30ish, and then we'll switch over, and at either 7:45 or 8 o'clock we'll go live with the regular daily nugget. Yeah, that's an awesome idea. Gonna let the members set out the week.
Yep. Firefly, Susanna, hello.
Thank you, Virginia. Awesome idea. And people thought all you were good for. People thought all you were good for canning food. Shoot, my canimals got brain cells, y'all.
You do have rockin' canimals between all of them.
Right?
Between the women and the men.
Between Roots, Milkmaid, and Susanna, I don't need no help. I got it all. I got all that brain power.
We do kick arse. And all the men that have come up, I give Dusty a lot of credit, because he was the first one to get up there and just give it a try. You know what I mean? It's like pulling teeth to get like Hutch. I want to see you there tomorrow, boy.
Yeah, we're waiting on Hutch. I think there's going to be like 2 or 3 people that are going to be canning for the first time with us tomorrow, either on the panel or in the chat. There's been quite a few that have said something in the chat over the last few days.
Yep. Somebody got their canner the other day. I don't want to out them in case, they did mention it, but they got it on Monday. There's a few people who have said they're breaking them out of the box. So, and actually, I think it was last week or the week before, that Bigfoot was actually canning in the chat. Yeah. That was super cool. He had never done it before. I think he was doing potatoes.
Yeah, he popped on here the other night, and he's been canning all week.
That is so cool.
Pretty sure. See you later, Lake.
Good night, Lake. Did you give Hutch a wrench yet? He's crying. He's sitting there crying.
Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me.
His toes are wet with his own tears right now, because he doesn't have the power.
I went back and tried to find a comment from him in my live so I could make him a mod, because it wouldn't work when I added his email. It just would not accept it. All right, there you go, Hutch.
I could take him to school, Hoot Owl Holler. He'd be shaking in his boots.
Becky is vintage. First of all, that's the first time I've seen your name in the chat. So it looks like maybe you're a new subscriber or you just been really, really quiet and you've been a subscriber for a while. Either way, thank you very much for the comment. I'm thinking about trying ghee for the first time with you all. Outstanding. That would be awesome. I know tomorrow night, I'm not sure what I'm canning, but I know while my canner is processing or whatever I put in there, I'm going to make a big batch of Welch's grape jelly. And then you know what? Following week, maybe I'll do another batch of ghee while the canner's going. That's the cool thing about you can do it at the same time you're canning, and it doesn't get in the way of anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say I still have several pounds of butter, Becky. If you're there tomorrow and you're gonna try ghee and you want someone to do it with you, I'll do a small batch.
Oh,
Say
yeah.
something in the chat and I'll start one up. Or if you do it the following week and Ghost is gonna do some, let us know in the chat. It's really fast. I'll set it up and I'll do it with you.
Because you did it last week or a week before last in between your canning. Yep. You were baking bread, changing the oil in your car, re-roofing the garage, and making ghee.
Right. Hi, Dove.
Hey, what's going on, Dove?
What I'm thinking is that's a really good Christmas gift because the jar is roughly $1. A pound of butter is $3, let's say. So that's a really good $5 Christmas gift. And I seriously have a mental list of people that I'm gonna put a little ribbon on it and label it for Christmas and give away a couple of jars of ghee. So I'll have to give them the regular pint jars and not my really pretty short ones though. But don't tell. Shh.
Becky says next week would be awesome. The following week.
Rock on, Becky.
So a week from tomorrow, Becky, we'll be looking for you in the chat. And I'll drop you the link and you can come up here and can it with her. That says he doesn't know what he wants to can. Me either, brother. I'll figure it out tomorrow. But I know for sure I'm making a whole bunch of grape jelly. I've already got the juice. I got everything I need.
Hutch meats take the same amount of time if you're using the same size jars. So let's say you're going with quarts. Maybe you don't have 7 or 8 quarts of one particular meat. My suggestion is look in your freezer, find find those odds and ends and just make a variety of things. The process is the same when you're learning. You just shove it in the jar. So
yeah, Roots, that is a good gift idea because ghee's expensive in the grocery store. Yeah, it is. It's like $6-7 a jar.
Right.
It's just like the yeah, it's just like the chicken bone broth that I make. If you get a 16-ounce, you can get a quart thing of bone broth in the grocery store, and it's like $8 for a quart
of the organic good.
And broth. I make a case of I do 12 to 16 jars of bone broth every time I do it, and it's free. So if you do the reverse math by just making bone broth and chicken broth, if you were to go buy that at the store, it literally paid for all the chicken you just canned. Like, so literally you're literally making money doing chicken and making bone broth if you use a lot of broth. Because I haven't bought broth in years since I started putting it up myself. I think I'm gonna make some vegetable broth too. I'm gonna do onions, celery, carrots, and just make a vegetable broth, which will be good, for anything. Ghee, oh my God. You see that? Sherry Leach. Ghee is $17 for a liter.
Crap.
In Canada. And that's Canadian money, right, Sherry? If that's Canadian money, that's like $22 American. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're not from Canada, I apologize. I know I have a lot of Canadian subs. But you're $17. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, but a liter is a lot. A liter is.
Yeah, that's true. That's a liter.
Is that?
A liter is about the same size as a quart. It's a little bit different. There's a little bit of difference in a liter and a quart.
Okay, so it's two pints.
There's 4 quarts in a gallon, but there's 3.78 liters in a gallon. So.
Crap.
Or it's 3.87 or 3.78. I know it's a little bit less than 4 liters to a gallon.
Okay, she
So
said a liter is a quart. Monique says a liter is a quart. So that's 32 ounces, which
yeah,
is 2 pints. So that'd be 2 pounds of butter. So 2 pounds for $17, 8.50 each. Yeah.
that's about right though. Yeah,
Yeah.
$16 a pint. I haven't seen it in liter in the stores. Let's go do some chicken noodle soup. Just remember not to put the noodles in it, brother. 33.81 ounces in a liter. Pound of butter, $6. So yeah, I mean, you can't things like ghee and things like the bone broth and the vegetable broth and any kind of broth that saves so much money. That's just if you do the math on how much it's like one of the main reasons I do bulk buys on rice and beans and stuff. Why would you buy a box of the minute rice and it costs like $5 and something
Hmm.
for 5 pounds of rice? So you're basically you're paying a little over $1 for a pound of rice when you can buy a 20-pound bag of rice for $8.48. You do the
Yeah.
math. I mean, you're saving, that's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a year that you're saving on rice just by buying it in a 20-pound bag.
In my opinion, no one ever has to pay right now more than 50 cents a pound for rice. So if I can get a 20-pound bag for about $10, I'm I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, I
50
get,
cents a
and
pound.
yeah, the 20-pound bag. The last time I got it was $8.48.
Hmm.
So you're saving. That's oh my god, at the price of doing it 1 pound at a time with the bowl in the bag. And look, guys in the chat, there's nothing special about the bowl in the bag rice and the bag that it's in. It's the same damn rice. Okay. So if you want to do your rice in a microwave, just like the bowl in the bag, all you do is put rice in a strainer, rinse it really good, put it in a Tupperware microwave safe bowl, put twice as much water as there is rice in the bottom. And I do like about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in the water with it just to help it not stick that much, and nuke it in the microwave for about 13 minutes, and you've got perfect rice. Without the bag, because the bag does literally nothing except keep the rice together.
Well,
Raw pack.
I
Yeah,
struggle with auto rice
you what?
with instant rice.
Hmm.
Well, I'm Japanese, so I have a rice pot, which I don't know why more people don't have a rice pot.
Oh, I have
I
one.
never use instant rice. There's something about it. It's in the texture. It's just they're already pre-hydrating it and then dehydrating it, and I don't recommend it nutritionally. It's because it's so processed.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, we raw packed chicken a couple months ago. Yeah, the best rice is in a steamer. I will agree with that. Those steamers
mhm,
rock.
mhm.
That's a good idea, Sherry. She says if you just dehydrate your leftover rice, you've got minute rice.
That is a really good idea, Sherry.
All right, Leslie, we will see you later because I'm fixing to shut her down here before too long, anyways. It's about dinner time.
Night, Leslie. So, is there anyone going live tonight to let everyone know about? I don't see anybody, but
Nobody's reached
with
out to me. Nobody emailed me or anything.
okay, it's just making sure that yeah, I have no idea. B Mitch, yeah, ghee is clarified butter essentially.
Yeah, they gave it a cool name. Yeah, I'm not sure who, if anybody's going live tonight. I mean, I know somebody is,
Right.
but I don't know who.
Oh, Rhyme of the Ink. Susanna, you're doing a live? Do you have your channel link, girl? I can't find it. I can't find it anywhere.
Angry's going live at 9 o'clock,
Okay.
and that's the only one I see. Prepper Nurse One is live right now. Yeah, Susanna, what's the link to your channel?
Scary stories. Is it under Rhyme of the Ancients or is it under Susanna, your other channel? I'll look for it, Susanna.
Yeah, Dangerous was on a couple hours ago, but he'll probably go on again later tonight as well. Oh yeah, my mother uses those Firefly, those rice because it works for you can nuke them and it's a heating pad, or you can freeze them and it's a cold pack, and they work really good. Rice is a really good thermal insulator.
Susanna, I found it. I'm going to put it in right now.
All right, you guys, Susanna's link's coming up, so everybody needs to click on it and subscribe to Susanna. As soon as it comes up.
Yep. That should be it. It's Susanna's picture anyway, so I certainly hope so. Girl, let me know if that's not right.
Yep, so everybody sub to Rhyme of the Ancients.
Susanna's voice is really soothing. I can't imagine if she's reading scary stories. That's probably a pretty good fit.
I'm number 28, Susanna.
Hi, Doc Mac.
There's 3 or 4 new subs, 5 new subs right there, Susanna. Uh-oh.
Yes, girl.
All right, boys and girls, I am getting hungry, so I think everybody's still subbing. Look at there, Susanna. Coming
Yeah, she's
on.
got 40 now. Keep
What?
going, guys. Keep going. Click, click.
Went from 27 to, or 26 to
41 now. That's awesome, Susanna.
nice.
Too cool.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, why don't you plan on what day of the week is good for you, Susanna, that you can come up here with us and we'll do like a little interview thing where you can tell everybody all about your channel and what you're doing and all that good stuff. If you want to.
That's a brilliant idea, Susanna. Not a lot of us can find your channel sometimes, and you have put out a few lives and have interesting experiences and wisdom. So please do. That's a great idea. Come up one time and just let us know.
Plus you got a really sexy voice.
Right?
48 subs. Yeah, so you just pick a day, Susanna. Just let me know and I'll do a live stream and we'll have you up there and you can do you can let everybody know what your mission statement is and what your channel's about and all that good stuff. And how much you like canning.
We want to hear about your cans, girl.
Yeah. Hear about your cans and talk to us about your jiggler.
She's an expert on the jiggler, y'all.
Subs went from 26 or 20, 25, 26 to 50. Nice. Sweetness. Okay, boys and girls, I think I'm going to shut it down. I want to thank Roots for joining me on the panel. I want to thank Pinball for hanging out with us for a while. I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank all the members, all the subscribers, and a special thank you to the moderators. You guys rock. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for the canning party. And then we'll do this all again next week. And look for the members only pregame live stream prior to the show live stream on Monday. So we'll start that up next week.
And congrats to the winners, the 2,500 with the seeds.
Oh, yeah. Congrats. Yeah. Thank you. Congratulations to Shift, Bug, Dude, and Hava. And you guys hit me up with an email with your mailing address, and I will get those seeds out to you as soon as they're finished drying, which should be about a week. You're welcome, Virginia. All right. Y'all have a good one.
All
We're
right.
out of here.
Good night.